The longest podcast we've ever done.
3 hours.
Let's yeah. How long is too long? Everybody, comment down below.
Ask your mum.
Hello and welcome to In the Pocket, the bass guitar podcast where we get the lowdown on the low end. My name's Johnny, a totally average bass player, and each week I am joined by my wonderful co-host to talk all about that bass. You know him, you love him, returning guest, friend, full-time session bass player. It's Chris Horrocks, everybody.
Hello there.
Hello there, my friend. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Coming off the back of a cold that's plagued me for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, I think I've had this cold. And yeah, last episode I sounded like I had a couple of wine corks shoved up my nose.
I cut out, I edit little bits here and there. And
Did you keep
I
all the
cut
coughing
out,
in?
there was some, I zoomed out on the sound wave and was like, oh, that's a cough. That's definitely a cough, where like the volume is like,
yeah,
big spike.
Yeah.
I managed to take out a few, and that was both of us, by the way. Took out a few, and I was like, I can't do the rest.
I mean, to be fair, I reckon I was averaging about 3 or 4 a minute, so I don't really blame you.
Well, Chris, you've just been in the studio.
Oh, don't tell them that.
Shh.
No, you can. You can. I'm just being pretentious.
Oh, there's no other details. But tip-top secret new project on the go.
Big things coming soon.
How big things go? Everybody, this is our year.
This is our year. It's just me and the kids from now on.
I can't wait to see your band photo shoot where everyone's looking away from the camera.
I can't. I'm going to lean against a wall in an abandoned warehouse.
Put your hands in front of you, like.
I'm going to get the All Saints leather jacket out of the cupboard.
No.
I like my leather jacket. It's just a shame.
Yeah.
It's a trope.
You're like, damn it!
I know.
Why have everyone got to ruin nice things?
I know. No. I've been in Kent for the last week with the amazing Oz Craggs recording an EP for something you will all see a little later this year. I have loads of details that I'm not sharing with any of you. But yeah, it's really good. Obviously, of course, I'm going to say that. No, it's terrible. I hate every second of it.
It's okay.
New band, really excited. I really love the material. It's not like any band I've been in previously. I'm just very excited. I know it doesn't sound like I am, but
no, I can.
Yeah.
You're literally bouncing up and down. Sit down, Chris. Please sit down. Stop it.
Sorry. But yes,
yeah. I'm really excited for you, to be honest. Just hearing from you what you've been saying about it to me, like I'm stoked for it, and it's making me very jealous and wanted. I'm like, oh God, I want that band life again. Like want to get that camaraderie back.
No, you don't.
No, hey, online podcasting camaraderie is good enough for me.
Oh, good. Well, it's pretty much good enough for me too. For those of you who don't know, being in a band is actually horrible at times. It is. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. Being in a band, everything is. I mean, like I've been sat with the same 3 people. Well, me and 2 other people for 8 days in a row. Like we've been sat in the same room together, in the same car together all day, every day.
Yeah.
We shared a big room in a hotel, so we've been roommates as well. And if you don't know how to get along with people, which is a skill to learn, you don't just get along with people. Anyone who works in an office will know it can drive people. You can drive people nuts in like 3 seconds.
Yeah,
it's quite the test. You've got to learn to get along with people, which
absolutely.
I'm not very good at, but here we are.
I disagree. I mean, I believe it or not, I've never met you in person, so maybe you're an absolute cock in real life. But
how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot
on the dot.
Pretty much.
Okay, not.
Everyone that normally says that is normally like not 6 foot.
I was going to say. So you're exact. Okay, not. I expected you to be taller, actually.
Really?
I expected you to be big lanky boy, 6'2".
I give that big dick energy, to be honest. So
That big dickhead energy. I am not 6 foot.
Oh,
I know,
bless him.
but I know. I'm
When we finally
sorry.
meet,
Yeah,
we'll hug. Your head will be on my chest.
I'm not
There,
that.
there, little Chris.
I'm not. There, Gimli. There. No, I'm
Yeah,
fine.
you could be the new little Chris. That name's
Oh,
available.
whoa.
Oh,
Bit
that was way
dark.
too
Bit
soon. I'm
dark.
very sorry.
No, I'm 5'10". It's not too bad.
Hey, that's all right. That's enough.
Little.
As long as your balls are the right height for the bass amp speaker to be absolutely slamming it with low end, then you're fine.
They
You
are.
don't want to be too high up.
Can confirm. The bass amp is hitting
Nice.
me square in the butthole.
Perfect.
Every gig.
So it's
Bosh.
completely pierced. Nice. Let's.
Yeah.
On that note.
Oh, I never. How are you? What have you been up to? Sorry.
Fine. Diddly squat. I'm getting ready. To go on holiday, and just practicing, ready for. I've got a gig in February, I think, early Feb. Just with the Nirvana Foo stuff, and yeah, that's just ticking on. Really, the bookings coming in, so just
Cool.
casual, but I'm trying to do more YouTube content stuff. So just picking things back up, because in December, New Year, I had a bit of a break, so it's kind of getting back into that headset.
I'm the other way around. Like December was so busy for me.
Mm.
And January is quite a bit quieter. I meant to ask actually, when you do the Nirvana and the Foo Fighters, did you say you do them as like a double bill sometimes? So like
Depends, really. Depends. So there'll be sometimes. So the gig in February, yeah, is 2 sets.
And I
So
have a
we
follow-up
do
question. Go on.
yes, and some festivals it'll be 2, but it'll be like it's 2 different bands. So it'll be like, okay, on this day, Nirvana are playing, and then on the next day it's Foo Fighters. Like we can offer 2 packages essentially and get paid twice.
Yeah.
And or we get paid a bit more. But then sometimes it'll just be Nirvana or just be Foo Fighters. It kind of shapes and molds depending on what we've been offered or what we're trying to offer out, depending on the show or whatever it is.
I see. Yeah. Follow-up question. When you, let's say it's a double bill, same night, you do. Am I right in assuming you do Nirvana first?
So
you'll ruin my question if you don't agree with me.
We mix it up.
Okay.
I've only done it 2 sets one time because I'm relatively new in the band. So what did we do that way? Oh, I think we did Foos first on that one, but on the upcoming ones we'll be doing Foos last. I think it's because we were like, Nirvana's a bit heavier, let's just go wild towards the end,
We'll lead into it. Okay.
Exactly. So we kind of tease them in, even though Foo Fighters is, probably a bigger and more relevant band.
Well known. I was going to ask, when you do a double bill, if you do Nirvana first, does the drummer then sing for the Foo Fighters set?
We're essentially a Dave Grohl tribute band.
You know what? I was thinking the other day, like, Dave Grohl has been through it, man.
Bless him. He's been through the ringer.
Yeah, he loses Kurt Cobain, and then in the same year, because it was last year, Taylor Hawkins and his mum died.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
And they're still going. Like they announced a gig today.
Yeah. I saw that.
Who's going to drum?
Bless them.
Which Fury?
Bless them. I don't know. I don't know who they're kind of close knit with enough to get in, or who they would do. So your guess is as good as mine. I mean, your guess is probably better than mine. Have you got any inklings?
My first prediction was they get Taylor Hawkins' kid to do it, but that just seems like a recipe for lots of trauma later on in life. Touring in your dad's band, playing your dad's drum kit and your dad's parts. I feel like that's a recipe for a lot of baggage.
How old is he as well?
Teenager. Don't know how old he is. Oh, I have absolutely no idea. I'm assuming he's a teenager, but he smashed it at Wembley. I think it will be Alain Rubin. That's my theory. Okay. You don't know who that is, do you?
No.
That's fine. Alan Rubin is now the Nine Inch Nails drummer,
Right.
but he also used to be. He recorded drums on a lot of the Paramore albums.
Really?
Yeah, so
Really?
I believe he produced and drummed on the self-titled Paramore album.
Okay, yeah, that's when they didn't have Zach Farrow in there.
Yeah, exactly. And then for a gap, they had what's his face from Under Oath drumming.
Aaron Gillespie. Yeah, because I saw him drumming with them at Reading.
Yeah,
He
because
was their live drummer.
someone paused it and sent a picture of it to me and went, "Are you drumming for Paramore?"
You're like, yes, I am.
I was like, "Do you really think I'll be talking to you right now if this is live?" you just see Aaron.
You think I'd be talking to you?
phone,
Full stop.
like, hello, mate. All right. Sorry, it's a bit loud. Ignorance is your new best friend. Sorry, mate. I'll call you back. I'm on speaker.
Well, he is used to singing whilst drumming, so he could probably do it.
And he's a sick drummer. But yeah, I think it'll be. Yeah. I think Foo Fighters. It'll be Alan Rubin because I think he's similar age. I don't know many other really big drummers. I'm not. Well, not in that circle.
Yeah, I don't really know what circles they bloody run in, you know.
It'll be someone big. It'll be like top shelf drummer though.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not gonna be like someone no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, exactly. But who cares? Because this is a bass podcast.
Yeah. I forgot that for a second. Let's move on to our first question.
Big drum roll. Question 1. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to do the drum roll?
Okay. Is that a drum? Hang on.
I
started playing a drum roll on my keyboard, expecting it to play drums, but it's not going to do it.
Is that how you do them? Do you play them in when you do your videos?
I physically play them in.
Cool.
Like, right. I'll be like,
I'm a drawer. I draw them in on the grid.
Well, I'll do that, and then I'll quantize and change velocities and do all that. But generally, if I've played something in on the bass or something and I want to test out a beat, I'll just play it in. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this in Logic, I assume?
It is, yeah. With some Get Good drums.
Oh, nice. Me too.
Oh. Anyway, again, enough about drums.
Oh, God, yeah. Welcome to All About That Drum. Is this the downbeat? Anyway.
Welcome to In the Bin.
Welcome to In the Bin with me, Bin Man.
Pots and pans.
I nearly went a bit Always Sunny in Philadelphia then, like, Bin Man. Hey! I see you know your comedy. Question 1. What is a group of bassists called? I have a few suggestions.
I love this question, and I know who asked it.
Okay.
It is good friend Andrew, a.k.a. AMP, the bass player.
I see.
Shout out. Podcast alumni, general legend and YouTube bass boy. Now, collective terms. I'm a big fan of these, you know. My favorite is probably when like a group of rabbits, because I have 3 house rabbits.
Yes, you do.
What do you think a group of rabbits is called?
It's something really silly, isn't it? Is it like an orgy of rabbits?
He stole my answer for a minute.
No, is that what it's called?
No, it's called a fluffle.
Oh, that's great.
It's so
and then
sweet,
you've got a murder of crows, which I quite like.
Exactly. That sounds like a good band name.
Murder of Crows.
That's
not bad. That right. Anyone listening to this, I want 20%.
Yeah, totally. We came up with
that. If you come up with that name, in fact, that's mine and Johnny's doom metal side project, A Murder of Crows.
We just play going on tour with Fluffle of Bunnies.
We just play Sheryl Crow tunes, but like doom metal.
Oh, mate, yes. Bit real gone.
Yeah.
Nice.
What another tangent. What is a group of bassists called? Unnecessary. One of them will be a keyboard player. Busted. A waste of time.
Okay.
Who cares? You can't hear them.
Muck busted. Okay, like what's going? 2 bassists in a band. What is going on there? I know why. I get it. but
I have a
like,
theory about this.
okay.
When they play the Busted tunes, they mute Dougie,
Mm,
and then when they play the McFly tunes, they mute Matt Willis. I
that,
genuinely think they're going through one rig, and I know it's Kemper's because I've read an interview with Matt Willis about what he does with Busted, and he uses a
yeah.
Kemper. I reckon they go through one Kemper, A/B switch.
That's not a bad prediction, actually. I was thinking like, oh, what they're doing, like mixing them, but no, that's actually a very sensible suggestion. But like normally Dougie's on like a Stingray, or sometimes he's got a Stingray with a P pickup.
That is a
Which
weird looking bass, by the way. That
it's
Stingray that's
horrible
just
looking,
a bit. Yeah, it's
horrible
minging.
looking. And then
Matt
Matt is
Willis,
like full P
yeah,
bass,
yeah. They'd
so
sound
quite
they'd sound horrible together if they were playing at the same time. I just don't think a sound guy could make that sound good because
no,
they won't be playing perfectly together because
no,
you can't end off. It's two human beings playing live. So having like a 100 hertz sound wave go out and then another one just behind it, it'd just be constantly out of phase.
yeah,
It'd be or just unusable. So
yeah,
I predict, unless they're both miming, I
yeah. That's
my prediction when they play Busted, or they pick songs in the set list and it's kind of like even Steven, and
mm,
it's just an A/B switch. That's my
yeah.
prediction.
And then he's got to have like preset mixes for both scenarios, or they're just like
Yeah,
EQing them to sound the same.
maybe. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, P bass and an active Stingray are going to sound quite different. I mean, maybe they leave the Stingray flat. They could mod the Stingray so it's passive.
Yeah, or they're like, just bring the P Stingray, please.
Yeah, the Ping
P
Ray,
Ray,
if you will.
P Ray. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I
So
do in
what?
the toilet.
Yeah. So my answer to this is doesn't matter. You can't hear them.
When I was trying to think of like collective terms, and I think like
Oh, I'm
maybe
sorry. Yeah, a rumble.
um, that's a really good one.
Oh, okay.
Or and that was just off the noggin, wasn't it?
It was a smacking of bassists,
A slapping.
slapping,
A fingering.
a fingering of bassists.
That's the one.
I've seen that website.
I
Is that the
was
official
like,
one?
I think that's got to be our answer because I feel like it makes sense with the way that we are
Yeah.
and just the
Yeah.
way that we do things. You know, we do things deep.
We do.
A rumble sounds like an excellent suggestion, but I think
I do like a rumbling of bass players. Although, as is the term with this podcast, I have to go with a fingering. Just have to.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
why?
every answer could be fingering on here.
Yeah, it should be. Okay, so bass players of the world, update for you all. A collective group of us now is a fingering of bass players. If you object to this, please make your concerns known now. Okay, good. Right, sounds like done.
They've signed off. Executive decision.
That was
change your Instagram bios to have that. Perfect.
Yeah. I'll text Flea and make sure he's okay with it. Obviously, you've got to consult. You got to consult the big three. So after this, I'll ring Flea and Geddy Lee and check they're okay with it. Who's the third one you're ringing? John Paul Jones, surely.
I'm going to ring
Paul. Paul.
I was going to say Sir Paul McCartney. I'll give him a call. Got him on speed dial.
Yeah, Big Paul.
He's not far. He'll be up in Liverpool, won't he? How far is that from you?
Oh, about 40 minutes. Shall I do that?
Yeah, you go pop in.
All right, okay. I like how we've also just accidentally answered what we think the big three are. Bass players. Wow.
I think that's a pretty good list. I mean, of people that are alive.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to think, like, the undisputed. I mean, I know people are going to say Jacko. And
like James.
James Jameson.
James Jameson. That's what I was like. James. I was like
J.
Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. Get me more pictures of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I trust my barber. That's a deep cut reference, by the way. If you ask someone what's your favorite Spider-Man quote and they go, "I trust my barber," that that is a man of intellect, in my opinion.
Some primo J.K. Simmons content.
Absolutely. Yep. So yeah, big three as well. Yeah, it's Geddy, Paul, and I've just forgot the other one. Great. Who was the other person I just said?
What did you say?
I said I'll ring Geddy.
Flea.
I'll ring...
Flea.
Oh, Flea. Yeah, Flea. Yeah. Many say overrated, but I like Flea.
Hey, there we go.
You can always give Tim from Rage Against the Machine a ring. Justin from Tool.
No. Chumps, mate.
On.
Chumps.
No, chumps. Small fries.
Not true fingerers.
No, no. Hey, if you want fingering, we should give Rob Trujillo from Metallica a ring.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Maybe we need top three for the different playing techniques, you know?
Top 3 fingerers. Go.
Let's move on to the news. It's time for the news. Here's the news.
It's time for the news. Here's the news. That was the news. Thank you. Good night.
Here's the news. Here we go.
It's 10 p.m. for those of you who are listening. I'm on 3 cups of tea. Showtime.
And about 3% battery.
No, phone's on charge. We're good.
This, I meant your body.
Oh, yeah. Fumes, mate.
So, the news this week. Some people wouldn't call this news, but I love this kind of news because I'm a sucker for bass aesthetics and the way that things look. I'm very shallow. And I love it when Fender and Squier release a new color in something. Just gets me going. They've done it with the Affinity range. I was not expecting this at all. Normally, they do it with like the kind of higher up ones to generate more sales and,
it's a reissue of the same thing you've already seen. Hooray!
Yeah, exactly. Woo! And
now
they tend to do it with like,
blue.
woo! They tend to do it like they've done it with classic vibe stuff before, and with the Mustang, they did loads of like, the Fender Mustang as well. They've done loads of the Fender special runs. I think are really really cool, and they've now released the Affinity precision bass in surf green, maple neck, white pick guard. And yeah, I think people will be frothing at this. I know loads of people that absolutely love surf green, and this kind of combination of colors and aesthetic, and they actually do a Fender one with like block inlays, I think it is, which is in this kind of setup. So people that can't afford that one will be they'll be so excited for this. And looking on Anderton's, it's 260 quid, pretty darn cheap. And by the looks of it, actually, that's changed. When I saw this the other day, I swear it was in stock or pre-order. It's out of stock.
Yeah, it's out of stock.
So that kind of speaks for itself in terms of popularity on that. But yeah, a little bit of news there. Quite exciting. What do you think about that one?
I really like this.
Yeah.
I know I have a habit of slagging off several very big international bass companies on this podcast, essentially
it's good fun though, isn't it?
Ruining Johnny's career. Oh, it is good, and my own. But I really like this. Seafoam green with a maple fretboard is cool. PJ's cool. This one actually has an ability to select the pickups, so that's nice.
That's mind blowing.
Pay attention, Harley Benton. There, there's nothing on the back. That's always nice. The pickups are on the back.
Do you think Harley Benton will start advertising that like it has a pickup selector? Like when brands like will like someone's selling a hammer and it will have like all the USPs written on it, and it'll be like comfy grip, balanced hammering, like all this bullshit that they put
smash.
On there. Exactly. Hey, that's you.
Hey, stop it.
That it's all these ridiculous USPs that they add on to add value. I feel like Harley Benton will start doing that.
Yeah,
Harley Benton make good sound.
Harley Benton will go. Woo, woo, woo. Harley Benton will be on thingy. What's the shopping channel? Oh no, do you remember JML? Like you
yeah.
get adverts for that JML, the big scrub thing.
And then you see them on like the TVs in Wilco, like on the end of the
all the
aisles.
range and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah,
It's
I love
made
them.
of glue, but it's also a hamster.
Mommy, I need it.
Exactly. Nope. Okay, but back to the bass. Let's talk about
Yes.
drums. No,
Um,
I dig this. I dig this a lot. And 260 quid, that is a good deal. As long as it plays all right, and I'm sure it will, because it's from a reputable brand.
Yeah, and I think they've really stepped it up with this the Affinity range. They I think they were a bit crap before. Like, why would you spend that when you could spend a little bit more and get a classic vibe, or even get a Harley Benton? You know, I'm still kind of in that mindset because I've not tried the new range. I've just heard amazing things. Oh, that's a lie. I've tried the medium scale Jaguar with the single humbucker in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that had potential to be really cool, but I didn't love it that much. So
there's some good value here. Like I was just quickly, because I'm on Anderson's too, looking at the similar products, and you can get there's an Affinity Jazz Bass 5-string here for 270 quid. And
really,
it's not
that's the 5-string.
Yeah, it's a 5-string. Obviously, it's not going to change the world, but I can see that being a with a good setup, and providing there's not too much of a compromise on things like the tuners. I mean, you could upgrade the tuners for what, 100 quid, and you're still under £400.
Yeah.
Put some strap locks on that. That
change the strings,
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Bloody hell. Someone's got some cash. That could be you could do hundreds of gigs a year with that. That would see you through.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Absolutely. Yeah. People kind of overthink that a little bit with that. Oh, is it gonna last though? And it's like, well, if you look after it, then it could do, or make the necessary updates. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. Let's move on to the next bit of news, which is I've got a lot of bases to move through here because Ibanez have released their 2023 lineup of guitars and, of course, basses. And I think we've got some really interesting, from wacky and weird to gorgeous and beautiful. Like they do it all, Ibanez.
They do it all.
Some you love, some you hate, some you just cannot get on board with.
Some you really don't like really, really don't like.
Yeah. So I think I've got them open now on my computer. I'm just going to kind of run through them in the order. So if you're listening at home, I'd recommend doing the same, just so you can have a look along with us.
Can I give, as you read each one, can I give a 1-sentence quick fire opinion on it?
Absolutely. Yeah, okay. That sounds beautiful. It's going to take me a while though, because I've got to read all the serial numbers, which I'll make up the names.
Yeah. God bless Ibanez. You don't know how to name a guitar, do you?
No, flipping heck. Okay, here we go. Starting off in the Ibanez Bass Workshop section, we have got the EHB 150. Wait, that's a 5, not an S.
Yeah, that's a 5, yeah.
1505 MS-Biff.
Biff. It would make a lovely kitchen worktop. Next.
I want to say it also comes in a blue as well, by the way, which would not make a nice
but for the sake of this.
Yeah, true. It's got Nordstrands. I really like it. Thumbs up.
I like it too. I dig it. I'm in the market for a multi-scale 5-string. This could be it. It looks lovely.
Yeah, it's not got the Barts in it. It's got the Nordstrands. So
no.
Oof.
They're not. Wait. Which
that's
one?
A good thing.
Which
that's
one
a good thing.
Supposed to? Okay, so are the Nordstrands the good ones?
I prefer Nordstrands.
Right.
Although I haven't properly tried the proper Bartolinis, as Matt said.
Because one of them, the DIs are meant to sound like a bit weirdly boxy.
Ooh.
And I can't remember which one it is.
But it's Bart's for me that Bart's rhymes with farts. So that's how I remember
must
it.
be that. Conclusion. Okay, very well. That was more than one word. Next.
Yes, sorry. Next, EHB 1005 F. AOM.
It's the Arnold Schwarzenegger signature series. Where's the frets gone? Johnny, where are the frets? Give me the frets now.
So yeah, this is all blue, fretless.
Lovely shade of blue.
I think it's so cool. And it's got a blue fretboard.
Oh yeah.
I think that's an awesome touch, and I wasn't
What a
expecting them to do the.
silliness.
I don't know how well this will sell, but I kind of love it.
I,
I don't know how much of an
yeah.
active preamp you need with a fretless bass, but I guess it's
Yeah.
interesting, and I really like the aesthetic. Let's see some different colored fretboards. That would be really
Yeah.
interesting, I think.
2023, baby.
Yeah, baba. And it's got
Baby.
like a little orange bit on the end of the neck where it connects to the body, which is cool
Yeah.
as flip. Let's move on though. 2,
Next.
the EHB 1005 SMS MGM, which is another headless, but in silver parts, multi-scale. It kind of looks like just what they've done before.
Is this short scale?
Oh, good question. I don't
Do you
think
want me
so.
to check?
I'm on the page now.
Oh, okay.
You'll scale 32 to 30, so no. Wait,
No,
32
32.
to
No,
30?
yeah, it's medium scale.
Yeah, medium scale. Yes.
Yeah, it's a medium scale. Medium
Good
scale,
eye.
5 strings.
That's what the MS stands for.
Ah, Ibanez, you clever little
Oh,
people.
we finally got it. We understand.
Oh my god, what do you mean you're describing the product in the serial number? Get out of town.
I think that would be pretty cool, actually, that bass. That's nice. Medium scale.
Headless, medium scale, 5
I like
string.
that they're doing some different things with it.
They have done that before, though.
Well,
It's just not a
screw
new
you
thing.
then, Ibanez.
They did like a pink one.
Yeah, well, was it like the metallic pink or the shell pink? Because the shell pink one was to die for, and then it just disappeared.
No, I think it was the metallic one. I remember just seeing it, I saw the scale length, and immediately ignored it.
Yeah, I think it is this. That is that one, but they've now
Yeah.
just got it in silver. Anyway, we should probably fire through these a lot quicker.
Yeah, let's move on to the really stupid one. Go on.
Yeah, okay, this is the one that will take the bulk of it because we have got the SRA S7 CBS, which stands for crap bloody sounding.
I bet it sounds really good. I just don't understand.
Sucks.
So it's got
it's
2,
one of
3,
these.
so it's got 7 strings.
Yeah.
It's got 7 strings. The top 3 strings are fretless. Is it a piezo pickup then?
I assume
piezo
so.
pickup.
I assume so. It's hiding somewhere.
Yeah.
Look at that bridge. That's ridiculous.
Finish is nice.
Yeah, love that. The cosmic blue starburst. Ooh.
Yeah. So next, yeah.
Yeah. Say no more.
This is what I'm angry at.
Yeah. Next is the SRC6MS which can be deceiving because it doesn't look like anything different. You think like, oh, is it like a medium scale or short scale? What's going on here? It's a bass 6.
Fuck off.
Mate, you've been waiting for one that you want to get.
I know, I've been waiting for. I should look. I really should stop this because I do get people messaging me when they've just been in a guitar shop and just sending me a picture of a bass 6, and I'm like, do that again, and I'll block you.
They're everywhere.
I won't block you. But I played one and I liked it. I just took the nick a little bit. But yeah, this one actually looks like a guitar. Like that looks like a guitar to me. I've seen that guitar.
So it looks like a guitar, like from the body, because it's like 6 thinner strings. Looks like a guitar.
Oh yeah.
But it's got 2 angled Bartolini bass pickups, and then the headstock looks exactly like an SR, like a Soundgear headstock. So it's a real weird mishmash, and it's a multi-scale as well. So really interesting. I think it's weird. Interesting take on a bass 6, but yeah, probably get in the bin from you. Is it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, but I've got to be honest, I'm significantly more interested in the next one. Like, actually interested.
Oh, hang on, I've played something. Oh, hello. Oh, that's a pretty bass, isn't it? The SRM S805 TSR. This is stunning. Another multi-scale. They're loving their multi-scale at the minute. They're really going after that, whatchamacallit, Dingwall market, aren't they?
Yeah, well, the SRM series was really popular as like a, do you want a Dingwall and do you want it to be about £1,000 cheaper?
Yeah.
Because I believe they were this might be more, but the older one was about £800. Because I went to try one a while ago,
I remember you
and
saying, yeah.
yeah, I didn't like it, but I have a feeling if I went back, I'd like it this time.
I'd thought
Because
because you want a dingwall.
no, yeah, but I think I'd like it more now because well, I tried it in the middle of the pandemic, so I was like, sat in PMT with my mask on. I'd
Mm,
not really been near people for quite a while, so it was quite uncomfortable. Um, I had a good shopping experience, but they were the store were very much like, we've ordered this in for you. Are you gonna buy it?
yeah.
And I had to be like, no, because I don't
Awkward.
like it. And also the strings could have been a bit old. I was playing through a decent Ampeg practice amp, but it wasn't something I was used to. Wasn't very
Yeah.
used to 5 strings at the time. I just wanted that sort of multi-scale dingwall-y thing, but then again, I'd never even played a dingwall, so I didn't know.
Yeah.
There's too many variables for me to
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
an educated purchase at the time, but I probably could now. But yeah, this will be good. I don't know what this one's going to retail for, but if it's sub £1,000,
These are
that'll be
awesome.
that'll be popular. And then
Yeah.
yeah,
Really, really awesome. It's got a Panga fretboard.
great name.
Absolutely. They've got another Panga for the next one, which is essentially the same bass but in a 6 string. But it doesn't come in the bluish, oceany color.
It's
It just comes
greyish.
in the other one. But I really like the grayish color. I think it's awesome. The next up
And I
is
don't
the
want
one that I
I don't want
think
to talk about this one.
I think you're going to buy this one, aren't you? This is the
You
multi-scale
reckon?
you've
Yeah.
been looking for. Yeah, yeah. It's the UB805 MOB.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's how would you describe this?
It looks a little double bassy at first. Is it a travel bass? It's quite really
It says
tall.
it's an upright bass, so
Then
I'm guessing it
it's
is a
just
double bass.
it's just an upright electric bass.
Yeah,
Um,
it's got
I
a
don't really
nice
know
wood.
I don't know how you're gonna sit with that. But yeah,
You stand shredding this fretless.
yeah.
It's like it looks like a more classic looking electric upright bass, which that might be
Mm.
someone's bag. It's not my bag, baby.
Oh, I can certainly see a use for it. It's not a use that I need right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now,
Right, I'm going
question:
to. Okay.
do we have to go through the SR range?
No, that's what I was going to
Okay.
say. I'm probably going to talk about two of these and then just
Okay. Which two are you going to talk
quickly
about?
describe them. The first one, which
Cool.
is the SR5FM DX2 natural NTL, because it's all natural.
Baby.
It's got black hardware. We've got it looks like Nordstrand's in there with the wood colored pickup covers,
Yeah.
which
Cool.
I think are really cool. I think in person as well, this bass will look stunning.
Oh,
So
stunning.
really cool. Stunning.
Sorry. Northern accent. I've got to do it. What's your drink of choice?
What's your bass of choice?
And again, she's from Leeds, so a little bit different to me. She's from Leeds.
Okay. It's all the same to me, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
You get north of Birmingham and it all blends in.
It's totally fair. It's all better. That's all you need to understand.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Then the only other SR I'm really going to talk about is the next one, which is the SR1355B Duff.
Duff man.
I've got my latest picture of my camera roll is Duff Man.
Prove it.
Okay. Oh, it's not my latest. It's not my latest.
Oh, cancelled.
There he is.
Nice. Context?
Somebody replied saying about Duff McKagan, and I just replied,
nice.
Duff Man.
Respect.
So this is not any relation to Duff, the bass boy. This is a SR Ibanez. I don't know what Duff stands for, but it's very nice. And this one I'm looking at is the 5-string with the Nordstrands. And I actually heard this bass or an older version of it, because I think they've brought it back with these Nordstrands, and it sounded really good. So
cool.
I'd be interested to hear that and play it. So yeah,
cool.
Moving on, they've got it in a 4-5-6. We've got a 4 and a 5-string in a Bartolini equipped midnight purpley burst, then a silver blackish burst.
Nice finish as well. That purple one,
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty
cool.
I think that would look really nice in person. I think some of the pictures Ibanez don't really do it justice. I don't think, especially the weird like on the floor ones. Then we've got a micro bass by the looks of it, like a little PJ one they've done before, and then an acoustic on the end, which we don't really need to talk about.
Last one I'll mention. If you scroll down, that AGD BKF is kind of cool.
Wait, where?
So scroll down to the next block of things before you get to acoustics.
Oh,
you just talked about that, didn't you?
I just talked about that, and I was like,
sorry, I thought you were thinking about it. I thought you were looking at a different product. My bad.
No. Oh, actually, do you know what? I kind of take it back. I was like, nah, that sucks. But it's not. It's a semi-acoustic, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was just like acoustic bass, boo. But it's not. Oh shit!
No, it looks cool. It's giving me 335 vibes.
Yes, hang on. I've changed my tune.
Oh, he's changed his chin.
No, my chin is still very much in place.
His chin.
Yeah, it's giving me Gretsch vibes. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Sorry, everyone. I just slagged that off very quickly.
It's all right.
Speaking of slagging things off, let's move on to the next question, shall we?
It's question 2 time.
I love a number 2.
What bass did you expect to hate but wound up really liking?
Ooh. So I think we had a sure thing. I think we had a similar question before that was like, what did you expect to like or hate, or like some other way around? So I really like this flip on the question. For me, it comes down to I've got a few in mind because I play quite a lot of bass guitars, and normally I end up liking them because I try and get things that I think are cool or that I'm going to like. I'll never get something because I'm like, this will suck. So it doesn't happen often, but sometimes I'll just see a good deal and I'm like, I'll check that out. I've never done that before. Recently, or probably about 6 months ago, I checked out a Jackson. It was a Jackson Spectra 5-string in this like insane purple finish. I bought it because I was like, it's cheap. I kind of want a 5-string around. It's a 35 scale. Never tried that. Let's give it a go. That thing, pardon the pun, slapped. That thing was really good. The preamp was so usable, and it's a cheap bass. I think they're around like £300-400 for that range of the Spectras. I might be wrong. I can't remember entirely, but I got it really cheap, and it was brilliant, excellent. I think it just felt great. The really nice string spacing wasn't too tight, because I actually tried a 5-string Ibanez SR a couple of weeks before that, and I didn't get on with it at all, really. So this was a really stark contrast. And normally with cheap preamps, the like full bass and full treble is like totally unusable, because it's just like, how and why would you ever want that much?
And just all like, crackly.
Exactly. Whereas this preamp was actually super useful, and it completely changed my view on Jackson, because I was like, I've not really associated them with it like basses that I like before, but actually that turned my head a little bit. So I'd be willing to try more of their stuff. Not the weird Rickenbacker P bass thing that they've done. No thanks. But the Spectras, yeah, I rate them. I was not expecting to like it at all. So that's my first one. Shall I whap through another one, or do you want to go for one?
No, go for it. I only have one example, so you get yours out of the way.
Nice. So for me, I like cheap basses or affordable gear. I have a lot to say in that era. I think that you can get a lot done. Like we were kind of alluding to earlier, you don't need to spend an insane amount of money to get a really good bass. You do in some areas where, if like you want in your Dingwall, that is money well spent, and it does a specific thing that you want. But for the majority of basses, I think that you can get really good bang for your buck, and you don't need to spend insane amount of money to get good tones. Anyway, so I got a custom bass, which was worth about $3,000. And I was expecting to be like woefully underwhelmed kind of thing. It was very kindly given to me by the guy that made it, hand made it. And wasn't facetiously being like, I'm going to get this and I'm going to slag it off. I was just like, yeah, I'll give it a go. But I did tell him I won't kind of hold back. That's not my thing. And I really loved it. Not because I didn't think it was like, oh yeah, this is like 2.5 grand's more better bass than this £500 bass I've got. It had like a soul and character in a different way. And it was a 6-string as well. And like, I was not expecting to like this at all. It's completely against everything that I like enjoy about bass and like, and the realm that I was in. It was totally out of my comfort zone in that regard. And I really liked it and had a great time. So I wasn't expecting that kind of reaction from it. So yeah, that was one that I was expected to not enjoy and actually really did end up liking. I think custom basses, have a lot to say really. And that one was really cool. Very cool indeed. That was a Jones Mark 1 from Jones basses with a Lucet hand preamp in there. So lots of fancy stuff. So it's very cool. Shout out to Jones.
Shout out to Jones. It's a very nice looking bass.
Yeah, they're very cool. Very cool. It's not like some 6 strings go a bit wacky, I think, or they look mahoosive, but that one was very polite looking.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I'm going to let you guess what my answer to this question is. Everyone's screaming already. It's this, and it's that. So go on, say it. Go on, what do you think it is? It's a Dingwall NG2. No, it's not.
Was it a certain bass with, well, a bit like mine, that had 6 strings?
Maybe.
You're putting the rumor to rest now that you hate bass 6s.
I'm putting the record to rest. I just did it to wind some people up. Yeah.
Now it's your brand.
Met up with a few bass players a few months ago. The lovely Matt Parker, previous podcast guest, brought a really nice purple Fender bass 6. Didn't expect to like it because I kind of thought this is going to be a bit of a weird halfway between a guitar and a bass, and it's going to do neither of them well, or it's just going to sound like a baritone guitar and that's it. But no. You go onto that front pickup, you roll the tone off. Sounds like a P bass with flats. Super usable. Obviously quite light because it's more guitar sized than bass sized. Sounded good. Played really well. Yeah, expected to think it would be absolute crap, like pure hype, and I was like, no, this is super usable. I don't know whether I gig with one. But I'm certainly not against the idea. Like if someone handed me one and went, what do you think of this? This is the only thing we've got. Do you mind? Can you play this? I'd say yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it.
And getting used to for a song, and then because the Squires are like what, £400 odd.
Yeah.
I think less than that if you're getting an older one with different color.
Exactly.
Really cool. Really, very cool indeed. I've played a couple of bass 6s and had the Schecter one, which was awesome. And I sold it because they just end up not using it. But I would, I'd love to still have it around, to be honest, just to pick up every now and then and jam with and make crazy sounds with. I think they're damn cool. I'm going to leave it there for mine. Those are the ones that scream at the top of my head when I think of those basses. So
there we go.
Shall we move on to the next segment of the show?
Let's. Horrible news this week, Johnny. Neither of us have recorded anything.
Boo!
Boo!
It's bloody busy, isn't it, right now?
Being busy.
Boo earns.
I know, disgusting.
I was saying boo earns.
Exactly. No, that tone you own, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode.
Sorry about that.
I've been away. Mr. Dibble's been very busy.
I'm preparing to go away.
We don't have anything to show you this week, unfortunately, but we will come back on the next one with an interesting one. We'll go with that. We'll go with interesting as the word.
We'll come back with fury and fire. Absolute flames, nothing but flames. Actually, I'm going to substitute that tone you own segment by saying something that I have been trying, or something new that I do
Go on.
have, and it's new thin picks.
Are they orange?
They are orange. They're the 6mm boys,
Good boy.
based on your recommendation.
Oh, how are you finding them?
I haven't had like a proper long session yet, but I
Okay.
like picked up a short scale and gave it a little strum, and yeah, they're nice. I don't have any issues with them, so I'm going to take them to a practice tomorrow and like have a whole time using them on a full scale length bass and see how I get on. But yeah, the little thin picks. In fact, so that there's a tone. Should we have a listen to it?
Of course, yeah. Go.
Sounds pretty good.
Sounds pretty good, yeah. Yeah, good mids.
Can definitely get some articulation in there. Sounds great.
Fundamental, articulate highs. Yeah, good.
Very good, very good. Thank you for the work.
You're welcome. Yeah, you'll probably find them to be quite beneficial as time goes on. Because for me, if I'm playing with a pick for like 2 hours, it feels fine. You know, there's no fatigue. There's no wrist fatigue. I mean, it's impossible to fatigue my wrist, but that's a different matter. Yeah, a little life hack, which actually might not work for you. Show me how you hold a pick. You don't. You don't hold it like that. Get it out
between
your
my
teeth.
pinky and my ring finger.
Yeah, I just rest it on my collarbone.
Well, like this.
So two fingers. You kind of got it smushed between your index finger and your ring finger. Ring finger.
What?
Index finger.
Twister.
You hold that much pick is kind of stuck out. Okay.
Yeah. I would say so. There's a fair amount of bend in there. Enough. I'm not like holding it right at the nib. So it's just like a tiny bit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in the middle.
I don't have a pick to demonstrate how I hold a pick, but I will tell you now, I don't hold a pick like that. I hold it in a really weird way. And I only found out it was weird after I've been playing for about 10 years. So
you're like, well, this is the way now.
It works really well for me. So I'm going to demonstrate on my mother's expired driving license. So don't share the video.
Anything you can grab.
You ready for this, Johnny? This will blow your mind. This is how I hold a guitar.
Viewers at home, get ready. Yep.
Like that.
Wow.
Yep.
I can see that getting uncomfortable though if you're tucking your fingers in. So for context, that's index finger and middle finger together on one side.
And then the thumb.
And then the thumb.
Yeah. But my hand is a bit more tucked in than it's kind of like this.
2 on the pick, 1 on the dick.
Pretty much.
Like that? Yeah.
I'll post a picture on my story for context for people when this episode comes out. But there are 2 interesting things to do with that. One, with thinner picks, when I really need to dig in, and I mean harder than the pick can do, what I do is I separate the gap between my index finger and ring finger, bend the pick.
Right.
And that extra tension punches it further. And then,
interesting. I'm kind of actioning it now.
Yeah, see what I mean? And then and this is great, this is the main reason why I never changed my technique. I found out when I was about 18, so I'd been playing since I was 12, that the way holding a pick like that is exactly the same as my hero, James Hetfield from Metallica.
Well, there you go. It's destiny.
Yep, exactly. It is the pick of destiny.
Wow. Okay. Oh, I'm going to try that as well tomorrow. Because like the picks I've got here in the pack, they're kind of like bent a little bit.
Yeah.
They're kind of like rounded. I don't know if that's meant to be like that.
I like it for the same reasons James Hetfield said he likes it. It just feels more stable to me. I'll do it now at my gig tomorrow, but I've never dropped a pick. Ever. Sat down, stood up, gig, practice, recording.
Not even into an acoustic guitar.
I am very blessed to say I've never dropped a pick into an acoustic guitar.
Wow.
At time of recording.
Next gig. Shaking it upside down, trying to get it out.
I don't even have an acoustic guitar here. Like,
Damn it. Interesting.
Moving on.
Yeah. Interesting. Yes, moving on to something much bigger, better. It's the big most about. This is where we take a question or a topic from you guys and just talk about it a bit more as the subject of the episode, and we just give our thoughts, feelings, and yeah, all that jazz. Really, I really struggle saying all that jazz now because I said all that jazz bass one time, and now it's just always in my head. I'm like, don't say it. It's a terrible, terrible joke.
Just keep it going. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You've started now. There's no reason to stop.
And all that jazz bass. Oh my god, that's rename the podcast All That Jazz Bass.
That's fine by me.
The big bass debate this week is if you could pick only one bass forever as a do-it-all workhorse, what would you choose? Now, I think this is an interesting question. Thank you very much for the question, because it kind of makes you think about different things. Like, okay, do I need, like, what pickup kind of versatility do I need here? How many strings do I want to have? You know, these kind of questions. Active, passive, or what do I need it to do? To do everything that I need.
I have a question regarding this. Can we make the bass? Or does it have to already be a thing? Because then we're moving into like signature bass territory, and that could be seen as a non-answer.
Yes, I think it might have to be something quite generic that exists, because otherwise, and like maybe some examples, because yeah, I think you're right. Otherwise, you start getting into like signature custom stuff, and maybe that's not too helpful to people listening.
We should do an episode on that. I would like to do that.
Absolutely. We can do loads on that because mine's always bloody changing.
Oh, I've come up with mine. I'm really happy with it, but we'll do that another time. Yeah, okay. So, who wants to go first? Because I think I've got mine.
Wow. Well, I'm still putting the pieces together, so you go first.
If I had to have a do-it-all everything, I would have a 5-string Stingray.
Ooh, do you know what? I wasn't expecting either of those things from you, although I should have done because you're now a big Stingray boy. So
I don't gig with my Stingray that often, but I was just thinking, oh, and the only caveat is the battery cannot run out.
Right, okay.
Which is obviously possible, but let's just pretend
you've got to plug it. It's no battery. You have to plug it into.
I'm plugged into the
bass
mains.
into the mains.
There's a kettle lead at the bottom. It's a 36-volt preamp,
and all the controls are on the inside.
Yeah, on the back.
Yeah, perfect.
Behind a cover.
Nice.
Which is sealed with Gorilla Tape. Yeah.
Perfect.
Cheers for that.
But there's no, we said we don't want your signature bass, mate.
Sorry.
Why?
5-string, because you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I do not gig with a 5-string, there has been very, very rare occurrences where I think probably there were 6 gigs last year where I thought could have done with a 5, but it was the same set 6 times.
Yeah.
It was the corporate. You're going to hate me for this. It was the corporate gigs. You're laughing. It was the corporate gigs I did over Christmas. We played Lady Marmalade in the set, and I wanted the low C at the end of the riff because it's da na 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 na, and that low one is a C, and I didn't have access to a low C, so I had to go da na 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 na. And that was, and it's just not.
You went into the mic and did the C.
C. Oh no, C. Although on the last couple of shows, I put an octaver on and then played it an octave up, and I was like, "Oh, this is massive." I am, and I didn't tell the front of house guy because we had the same front of house guy for a gig, and I just heard him go "Ah!" as I turned it on because all the subs went.
You played the open E.
Yeah, just E0. So I go 5 because you never know, and I go Stingray, active Stingray, just one pickup, freeway EQ, active EQ, because for all the contemporary stuff I've done, I've boosted the treble and the bass, and it sounded fantastic. Yep. And then for some of the bluesier stuff I've done, or the more vintage sounding one, I've just tanked the mids, just put the mid-range control on full, and it's just been really honky in a nice way. Yeah. So that covers the grounds for everything I need right now. And then the 5 is the 5th string is just a bonus because you never know. So I'm going for that. It's a real bass. Go out and buy one tomorrow. It's not what I would do if I was going to have a signature bass, but we'll get to that.
Yep.
And yeah, that's pretty much it, really. I think
Nice.
I
Yeah.
feel like that fits within the parameters of the question.
Super adaptable. Yeah, I absolutely, and it suits what you're doing now as well. Kind of fits all those bills, so I think that makes total
Yeah,
sense.
I feel like it fits everything I am currently doing or have in the books for this year. I could do everything with a Stingray.
Yeah, nice. For me, yeah, I'm kind of taking a similar route. Actually, before I talk about that, you quickly mentioned then about like just one pickup, in the Stingray.
Yeah.
And that's all you want in a Stingray, I think. I don't get on with like neck humbuckers in a Stingray. I just I kind of like the limited. I just want that sound from that.
I think they sound
bridge.
better as well.
Yeah, I do.
I've heard DI comparisons of the bridge pickup on a double humbucker and a single humbucker Stingray. Single humbucker sounded better every time.
Yeah.
I think it's because there's less routing for the other pickup.
100%, and it's going to have an impact. Yeah, more wood, the better.
Exactly.
You heard it here. And I just think that is the sound that you want. I was looking up Stingrays. I've been looking up a lot of Stingrays because I want one again. And I did see an interesting limited edition one that's actually there's quite a lot online, or not for sale, but like a lot of information. The one that was a Stingray, but it was a HS. So bridge was a humbucker, then it had a single coil in the neck position. So it's like the double humbucker, but just like half of the pickup missing.
Yeah.
And it sounded wicked. It sounded actually really good. Yeah. The big pole pieces when it's in a single coil in like that neck position are quite nice. But again, I still wouldn't opt for that over the single humbucker. But anyway, I digress. I toyed with the idea of a Stingray because I think they're very adaptable. When you think of like how is something diverse, lots of basses can be quote unquote diverse. So a P, a jazz, and a Stingray could fit so many genres in just those three.
Absolutely, the big three. Sure.
Yeah, 100%. For me, I have gone on and off about this pickup configuration over the years, but where I am right now, it's probably the most useful for me is a classic PJ. At the moment, I'm using P-bass tones so much more than anything else, and having the ability to dial in that bridge pickup if I want a bit more presence, or if I want a bit more kind of aggressive sounding, just more presence. I dial in that bridge, and it gives you, I think, a totally different sound. So I really like that on my Squier Jaguar, which I'm currently using for Nirvana stuff, which, like a P-bass pickup isn't really what you would normally use for that, but you'd probably more likely gravitate towards jazz bass if you're going with like the classics that aren't in the Epiphone Gibson world. But yeah, I've been really enjoying it with that, and paired up with my pedal board and the Alpha Omega from Dark Glass, like it sounds awesome. And just having the ability to then roll it off and just have the P, I think that is where I am right now. And I'm using the P-bass for all the foo stuff at the minute as well. And just in general playing, that's those kind of single coil sounds is what I'm going for at the minute, with kind of like some vintagey sounding amps, which is something I'd never thought I'd hear myself say, because normally I like my modern bass tones. And I love it all. But at the minute where I am right now, in terms of like a workhorse, what I could use for everything, I would go for something like that. In terms of a shape, I think I would love a Jaguar. the Fender made in Mexico Jaguar from like 2015. So before they redid it in like the blue and the sage green color, before they were the player ones, they were just like the made in Mexican standard series. Incredible. One of the best Fender necks I've ever had was on that Jaguar bass. And it was just a black Jag with a rosewood fretboard, and it was awesome. I made the mistake of modding it because I wanted a maple neck. Stupidest mistake, because then I swapped it out, sold the bass, ruined it. And I have sleepless nights now thinking about that guitar, because that is the one that I absolutely loved and wrote loads of music using, and just got bored and got rid of it, and sad times. So I think I would go for a PJ Passive 2015 made in Mexico Jaguar bass. So getting specific, that's what's popped into my mind.
And the thing is as well, the interesting thing is, I could do all my gigs with that as well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is round wound strings.
Yes. No, not flats.
Yeah. No, I've got a wedding at the end of the month, which I have used my Stingray for. Oh, thanks very much. I've normally used my Stingray for, and I am considering attempting doing the wedding with my Godan, which has flats on it. And it's not a chill band. It's really lively. So I don't know. It might not attack enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it a spin to see what happens.
I suppose it depends how on the set and what that demands, and how much presence you really need. Do you want to be popping through that mix?
No, it's more like I just want just a little bit of punch, because it's a band with guitars on tracks, backing tracks, loads of vocals.
Yeah.
The set is, there's nothing heavy in there. The heaviest it goes is Beat It by Michael Jackson. There's some Kaiser Chiefs in there. There's your obvious things like Are You Gonna Be My Girl? I Predict a Riot, Chelsea Dagger.
That requires attack.
Yeah, true, but the Godan, I can flick it onto the jazz bass mode, and then it's quite, because it's quarter pounders, so they're quite.
Oh yeah, true. PJ.
I'm considering changing those, but they're very punchy when they want to be. They can just go when they want to. Yeah.
There's a classic sound that people know and love, with those, and although you got flats on it, with those pickups, wouldn't take away from that too much, you know.
But we'll see. I'm going to test it out this week, just practicing at home, and we'll see if it. Because I record myself playing over the backing tracks they gave me, so I can be like, is that working, or am I just lost here? Anyway, that is completely irrelevant.
No, I think that's really interesting insight, into how you continue to develop your sound and make the right decisions. Because it's very easy to go down that rabbit hole and be like, I want the most modern sounding thing that's going to technically sound the best in my ear, but actually doesn't fit what I'm doing. You can very easily go down that rabbit hole. So sensible head you got on you, Chris.
Thank you.
I think that sums it up for me. Something that's just solid, and mine's a 4-string. I'm not going to go down the 5-string realm. I've never ever gigged with a 5-string. That's just a choice, because all the band stuff I've had, I've always just written with a 4. So that's kind of more my realm. So I'd stick with that, even if I could technically, if I wanted something like you said, more versatile in a way that you could have the option to have the 5. That makes the most sense. For me, where I am, I just don't need it at the minute. So that's where I am.
Me too, really. Not a. There will be a demand for 5 strings in the near future, but you didn't hear that from me.
Yeah, well, you're doing a Lady Marmalade cover band. Just that song.
God, I wish. Oh,
again and again. So you can get that low C if you're tuning it down.
I think it's one of the best riffs ever, to be honest. Genuinely, I think it's a great guitar riff. And then you got the dun 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 dun.
I've got an idea. Why, when you bring along your tone, why don't you just play that?
Oh my, yeah, I'll do that. Well, we've just given away what it is, but I'll talk to you later. But we were going to cycle through some sounds, so I might just loop and the fuzz. Right? Yep. Done. That's what I'm doing.
Perfect. Well, it's the best riff in the world, apparently. So
it is.
That's the one to use.
And then halfway through, I'll go into Sabutro and then go back again.
Amazing. Cool. Everyone, we've reached the end of our podcasty. Thank you so much for listening, sticking around, leaving your likes, etc. If you're listening to this on your platform of choice, so your Spotify, your Apple Music, other platforms are available. If you're listening on there, make sure to give us a fast 5-star rating because it helps with algorithms and all that jazz. Bass. So yeah, make sure you do that to support us in this endeavor to continue the fun talks about bass because we love it. And if you're loving it too, leave a comment down below if you're listening on YouTube, and make sure you like these videos to share them about as much as you can. Chris, where can people find you on the internet?
You can find me quite literally everywhere under That Guy on Bass. Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And it's Chris Horrocks everywhere else. Don't add me on Facebook because you won't like what I post. But wow, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. That guy on
think
bass.
you do have to keep your feet pics to your OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean it pays the bills, mate. So
on Facebook, does it?
On Facebook, yeah, you can send stars now on Facebook.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah,
that's opened up a whole realm of
absolutely.
That's going to be messy.
That's mad. Ever since I trapped my big toe in that door, just the earnings have gone through the roof.
There's a big bruise core fan base out there. Yum yum.
What's your drink of choice?
Oh. No.
Stunning.
No, Chris.
Where can they find you, Johnny?
They can find me on Instagram at Johnny Dibble. If you want to submit a question to this very podcast, make sure you keep an eye on my stories. That is where I post the poll where you can ask your questions for us to answer in very silly, long-winded ways that we go off on many tangents. But that's part of the fun, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
You can find me on there. You can obviously subscribe to me on the YouTubes. If you're, listening to this on there, or if you're listening it to somewhere else, head over to Johnny Dibble on YouTube and subscribe for weekly bass-related content on there. And I do also have a TikTok as well, which is Johnny Dibble Bass. So make sure you just go and check me out on there if you so wish, or if you're that way inclined. Anything else you wanted to add, Chris, before I sign this bad boy off?
I have TikTok as well. I forgot.
Oh, great. Nice.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Check them out, bruh.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, if you want. You don't have to. No one's here to make you.
I'm not your dad.
No, I'm not your dad either. I might be.
Daddy, yes, but...
Oh, someone was going to say it. Oh, God.
Once Daddy, again, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.